Hi everyone, welcome back to my Python tutorial. And today again I'm continuing with the dictionary, and it's my third session. In the previous two session, you must have seen the different things related to the dictionary. And today basically I'll talk about the all functions that will help us to manipulate or perform the different tasks on dictionary. One of the child got a message that he or she is not able to know the dumps method. Now, JSON is one of the module, JSON, J-S-O-N, and it's one of the module in Python, so you have to import it. And after importing, you can write the JSON.dumps. And under bracket, you can write the dictionary name and then indent equal to how much indent you want. This is what it was. So if you have any doubts, you can see again. So first of all, you have to import, and JSON is one of the again like a module or library that you have to import in your Python program. After importing, you have to write JSON, since it's a library, and then dumps is a method, and inside bracket you have a dictionary and then indent equal to 2 or 3 or whatever you want. Now this method basically helps us to print the entire dictionary if the dictionary is large enough. Cannot again print it by the help of print command. You can use this method with the print command to make it more again like a visible or more again pretty printing kind of things. So this will help you to know the dumps method, and if it is not visible, you must be hearing me. Import JSON. JSON is a library name, module name. Under that there is a method called dumps, JSON.dumps. Then inside the bracket it takes the D1, that is a dictionary name, and then indent and how much indent you want. That is what and how you can use the pretty printing. Now let's come back. Now today we have certain function, and that we'll see one by one. So first and foremost, LAN method. As you can see, dictionary functions and method. LAN is first. LAN you all must be knowing because we use many times. LAN of D1 will simply give you the length of dictionary. If dictionary has got 4 items, it will simply return the 4. Take any example of any dictionary, how many keys you have, because ultimately every key is attached with one of the value. So how many keys are there, that many value it will return, because overall keys and pairs or value are considered to be the one pair, and there are different pairs. So LAN D1, either you can use the L equal to, and then you can later see the print L, it will give you the same again what the length is, or simply at the command prompt you can use the LAN under bracket D1, but beforehand you must have a dictionary D1 already created. So that is LAN. Now get method basically help us to know the items of a particular key. Another method is get. Now to use the get, your syntax is get, under bracket you have to pass the key. Suppose a dictionary D1 equal to, we have 1 and then colon and apple. This is one of the dictionary I have, and comma 2, suppose banana. Now in this case, if you're considering this as a dictionary, if I want to know the what items one key having, you can say get 1. You have to pass the key. So dictionary dot get, basically it will give you the, you have to say D1 dot get, and under bracket you have to pass the key. Here 1 is a key, so it will give you apple as an output. So this is how to use the get method. I hope these two methods, LAN and get, must be very clear to all, isn't it? So this is how your get and LAN methods of the dictionary help us to know the length of the dictionary, and get method will simply give you the particular items or value of a particular key. You can say particular value of a key. So you have to pass the key. If it is a 1, you have to pass the 1. If you want to see the value of 2, you can just say 2. That is how the get method is. Now next method is items. Now items method, third method, or you can say keys. The keys functions of dictionary basically help us to know all the keys of the dictionary. Simply you have to use the D1 dot keys. Mind it. D1 dot keys. Here D1 is the dictionary, so it will give you what? 1 and 2 will be the answer. That is what dictionary dot keys method will give you the output. I hope this must be very clear to all. So keys method will simply again help you to know what are the keys of a particular dictionary, and here D1 is a dictionary, keys is a method. Simply you will get the answer like this. Now if you want to see the all values of a dictionary, you can use the D1. D1 is a dictionary name, mind it, dot values. So this method will simply print all the values of your dictionary. Suppose in this case it will give you apple, since apple is a value, comma banana is another one. But mind it, it return a value to particular again. It directly cannot display the data. So you have to take the variable name. For example, if I'm saying x equal to d1 dot, if I'm saying d1 dot values, so d1 dot values will give you simply the values. It's very fine, no problem. It was an item method basically that I was talking. So d1 dot get and under bracket key will give you the values of that particular key, and d1 dot values will print all the values. It will print the all keys. I hope these keys and value, get and land, these four methods must be very clear. Now items method basically return all the items of a particular dictionary, and you have to store in a variable. So you can use the how to use it. Now if you want to return the any particular dictionary all item, you have to use the variable name and then dictionary dot d1 dot items. Now this is a method. Once you'll say d1 dot items, it return all the items of the dictionary into the x, and now through the x you can see the value. Directly it cannot print the value, that you have to keep in mind. So now x can be used in the for loop, and you can use like the for I in x, and then you can say print I. It will give you each item one by one. That is how the items method are. So any query, lan is a length method, get is just to find out the particular value of a particular key that will pass. Keys will give you the simply again keys of that. Any again like a dictionary, all keys will be printed as you can see here. The value function simply again give you the all values of a particular dictionary. Like in this case you are getting the all values, and as I mentioned, the items method of the dictionary will simply again return all the items of a dictionary that you are talking of. So x equal to d1 dot item. Here x variable will store the all item of a dictionary, and if someone want to see the item of the dictionary, then you have to use the for loop to see the each item. Suppose for I in x, you can say so, and then you can say print under bracket I. It will basically give you each item of the dictionary. So like this you can use the items method, and these four methods are very important. Lan frequently used, get always again help you to know a value of any key. Keys will give you all the keys of the dictionary. Values will give you the values, all values of a particular dictionary without the keys, and items will return all items. Here basically we are getting the keys and values both. The items methods are there. Now creating dictionary from the keys. There is a method from keys. Now from keys method basically help us to create a dictionary. You must have seen how to create a dictionary by the different ways, like either the blank dictionary or maybe dictionary with the help of DICT method. Then you also have seen how to pass a value with the DICT function to initialize the dictionary. You can also directly create a dictionary and initialize the value. Now the next method is how to create a dictionary by the from keys method. We are going to see that. Let's see. In the case of from keys, it will help you to create a dictionary by different ways or means. One example will help you to know this very fine. If we want to create a dictionary having more than one keys but the same value, the first and foremost, if you want a dictionary, first one, if you want a dictionary to be created and that dictionary may have a more than one keys, mind it, more than one keys, but you want the value of the each key should be the same. So what should be done? Now in this case, you have to create a dictionary like any variable name you can say, and dict x equal to dict dot from keys keys, keys, and under bracket you have to pass whatever the parameter you want. Suppose a, b, c and d, and each value you want. Suppose a particular value 100 you want in this case, so you have to just say comma and what value you want, 100. Now what is going to happen here? Here we are trying to create a dictionary X where by the help of the from keys, so A, B, C, D, these will be the 4 keys of the dictionary, and every key having the 100 as a value. So what kind of dictionary will be there? As you can understand, your dictionary will look like you have a then colon 100, you have a B and then colon 100, you have a C and then colon 100, and then you have a D and again colon 100. This is the what dictionary you will expect after using the dict from keys method of the dictionary class. So x equal to dict dot from keys under bracket you have to pass the, but here I am using a list kind of things, keep that in mind. So this will be in the form of list, and then every element of that list will get the same value. That's why comma 100. This is what the from keys, one application of the from keys. Is it clear? Now next again application of this is, if you want to create a dictionary which having only the keys but not the value, it means the value will be none. For in that case simply you can use the parameter. Now here I use the parameter as a list. Now we have to use the parameter as a tuple. So in that case you have to use the x equal to dict under bracket from keys, dict dot from keys, and then inside the bracket, inside it you have to write the same a comma b comma c and comma d. Now if you are writing like this and you are not passing any value in it, we are just closing it. This is a one again like a tuple, and this starting one I'm closing here. It means I'm not giving any value like what I did here, comma 100. Here the every key got the value 100. Here what will happen? It will create a dictionary and it will be like this: A colon none, then again B colon none. So it means value is none in every cases. Again C, then none. Since we are not again mentioning the any value for any keys. Another form of the from keys method. So you can either create like a list, you can create like a tuple, you have to pass the tuple as a parameter. This is the two different forms of the from keys method. Now we have a how to use the update and set default method. These two methods we have. Now creating dictionary from the from keys you have seen, and update and set default. Now set default is a method in basically dictionary which help us to set a value. The value, of course, it will allow you to set once that value is not the part of dictionary. If the value is already there, if the key is already there, it will not allow you to set any default value. So that is what set default is. Simply you can use the dictionary dot set default. So to use this method set default, we have to use the dictionary dot d1 dot set default. Try to understand. D1 is a dictionary and set default. Under bracket, I can pass any again parameter what I want, like 5 and suppose 340. It means 5 is a key and 340 is a value. If I am passing this value with the set default method, it will try to add the 5 in D1. But mind it, if D1 having this value already or this key is already there, it will not set any value. And if it is there not there, then it will add a 5 key with 340 value. That is what the set default purpose of the set default method is, and it generally return the value what has been added. So it will return the value 340 once you'll apply this command to set the default value. Now update method of yours simply update the values of a dictionary with the other dictionary. So if you want to update the value of a dictionary with the other dictionary, you can use like D1 dot update. Now it's a method which take the another dictionary as a parameter. So value of D1 will be updated with the D2. The value which is a part of D1, if the D2 values is the same as a D1, it will overwrite it, mind it. Otherwise it will add the value of D2 into the D1 including the D1. So once I am mentioning D1 dot update D2, it will try to update, this method will try to update the D1 dictionary with the value of D2. The common value will be of course overwritten, and the new value which is not part of D1 but in the D2 will be added into the D1. And this is how to use the update method to update a dictionary with some other dictionary. That is how to use it, and I hope this easily you can do. But in this case you have need of the two dictionary, that is very required. Now making a cello copy of it. Now if you want to create a dictionary's copy, cello copy means duplicate copy. Now making cello copy of the dictionary by the copy method. Copy is a method in dictionary or Python which help us to make a copy of a dictionary, but it's a cello copy. Cello copy means it's just a replica of it, or you may try to understand what cello means. Here you have to understand the cello. Suppose a dictionary I having, any dictionary you can take the example. Suppose I have a dictionary like a D1 equal to, and then we have A for 100, and then B, because you have to see the dictionary first, 200, and then you have a C 300. Suppose this is my dictionary, our dictionary is there already, and I want to make a copy. So my again command will be D2 is a dictionary that I'm going to create equal to D1 dot copy. D1 dot copy. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make a copy of the D1 and I want to store in the D2. So here D2 will be the cello copy of D1. Here D2 dictionary will be the cello copy of D1. The cello means if a dictionary having a key and the value, you will just see in the front of the mirror if you are standing what image you are getting. Similar way you will get the dictionary here. So it will be just a cello copy of it. But you have to remember only the copy method. Copy method simply make a cello copy of any dictionary. Here you are not getting a new dictionary D2. Mind it in the memory. Here the D1 and D2 dictionary are referring to the same element of dictionary, or maybe both having the same element, and these two levels are referring to the same copy of the element. That is what copy means. Now we have a deleting again, like a deleting element from the dictionary. Now pop method, you all must be knowing, pop generally used to delete the element from the dictionary, or you can say simply delete a key from the dictionary. Once you'll mention the key, automatically the values of that dictionary will be deleted and you can generate a message. If you want user defined message to be generated after deleting, you can use that also. So let's see how to use the pop method in the case of dictionary. Now this purpose of pop is just to delete a dictionary, that you came to know. And syntax is to use the pop is dictionary d1 dot pop. Under bracket you have to pass the key. And then you can have another value. Suppose keys not present. Now this is what key you want to delete. That key should exist in the dictionary, otherwise it will give you the error. So d1 dot pop means from the d1 you want to delete a particular key, and this is optional. You may give, you may not give. If you are not giving, simply it will return the system defined message. Otherwise it will return the message that you are writing in the second again parameter of the pop. That is how to delete a particular key. It's not a tough task, easily you can do. The value is what value you want to again display. And then another method is pop item. Now pop item method is different than the pop. This method basically removes and return a key value pair from the dictionary. Pop is a method which help us to remove a particular key. Once a key has been removed, it will return the value that you had given in the second parameter. If you are not passing this way also you can use, simply you close the bracket. In this case also this key will be deleted if key will be present, otherwise system error will be there. If you want after deletion of the key a specific message should be there, then comma, then the value. That is how the key is. Now this pop item, next method, pop item. Simply you have to use the d1 dot pop item. This is the second method we are talking of pop item. Now pop item method always again help us to delete the last key pair value. Last key value pair from the dictionary. To d1 dot pop item, open close bracket, it never takes any parameter and it returns the last deleted again key value pair to you. After deleting, after using this method, again if you say d1 dot pop item, open close bracket, it will again go to the delete the last again element. So it work in last in first out, LIFO, last in first out. The element or the key that we have in the as a last again element in the dictionary will be deleted by the pop item. This is how pop item is. And clear method simply clear the all element from the dictionary. Clear method simply clear all items of the dictionary. So you can say d1 dot clear, and if it again has a need of any parameter, simply it will delete all again items or all the keys from the dictionary. Mind it never delete the d1 as an object. But if you want to delete the object with the items, then you have to use the del. Then you can use simply del method, del and del d1. Now once you will say del d1, it means you are trying to delete the complete dictionary, and of course it will delete the items and then it will delete the object. So no dictionary d1 will be found now after using this method, but here it will only delete or clear the all items of the dictionary. Dictionary is still there, blank one. That is how it is. Now sorted method simply help us to sort the key on the basis of the keys. Mind it. So you have to use the sorted method, like it's return the sorted keys value. For example, x equal to d1 dot sorted method. Now this sorted method will sort the if you are not passing anything in it, it sort the dictionary's keys and return you. So if you'll see the X, print X, then you will see the element of the dictionary in the shorted form. For example, if a dictionary, suppose D4 equal to A colon, suppose Mohan, and then again B colon, suppose Syam. These two are there. Or suppose then D colon something. Now after D, if there is another element, suppose comma, and then there is a C. I am writing it intensely just to show you how it will sort. And then suppose Gita. Now these are four elements, A, B, D and C. And if I am using this sorted method, then it will show me A first, then the B, then the C and then D. Though in my again dictionary, it was A, B, D and C. Mind it, this sorted method help us to sort the only keys of the dictionary, not the values. That is how the sorted method works. Just a minute. Okay, in this case, sorted method is used to sort out any dictionary. Basically, it sort the key. That is what I talked. And to use it, you have to simply say X equal to, and then you have a sorted method. Since it return the, and under bracket you have to pass the dictionary name. By mistake, I mentioned the dictionary dot sorted. So X equal to sorted under bracket D1 will simply again shut out the all keys of this dictionary D1 and stored in the X. So once we'll see the X, it will give you the all keys only. Mind it, keys, what kind of keys you have, it depend on that, and in the mid bracket, that is in the form of list. That is what sorted method is. If I want to sort it, the values of a particular, again, here you can use the values, here you can use the item or keys you can. For example, now the different flavor of the sorted can be, I hope this must be very clear. X equal to sorted D1 simply going to sort out the all keys of the dictionary and it is to display like this. Now, if I want to sort the values of a particular dictionary, not the keys, then my parameters should be here D1 dot, and for values you generally use the values method. Now, if I'm passing the D1 dot values, I'm trying to sort out the dictionary values and stored in the X. If you're saying X equal to sorted and under bracket D1 dot keys. Now again in this case, it will sort out all the keys, same like without again anything if you are mentioning. So X equal to sorted under bracket D1 will give you the same result like X equal to sorted under bracket D1 dot keys, because D1 dot keys will give you all the keys as a return and it is going to sort it out as stored in the X. So these are the different again ways to pass the value to the sorted method. On the basis of that, dictionary will be sorted. Now max function of the dictionary will simply give you the max value of any dictionary. So what you have to do, you have to simply use a max, M-A-X, and inside the bracket you have to use the dictionary name. You can use the mean method, depend on the again type of dictionary and the value having. Mean method will give you the minimum values of a dictionary, and some will give you of course summation of any two dictionary or summation of value of a dictionary. Like if you say sum of D1, it will give you the all values summation of that dictionary. These are the three methods that generally used for calculation: max, mean and sum. Max for maximum value, mean for minimum value, sum for summation of any again dictionaries items. So I hope with this, I'm able to finish this entire syllabus of yours of dictionary. And recapitulations of this, if I'll see, the LAN method generally used to find out the length of any dictionary. Get method help us to know the items of a particular key that will pass with the get method. Keys will give you simply the all keys of a dictionary, d1 dot keys, and values will simply give you the values of all values of the dictionary, d1 dot values. And items method return all the items of the dictionary, so it return it, mind it. So it means you have to see again that variable where the items has been returned. So you have to use a variable name equal to dictionary dot items, and all the items of the dictionary will be returned into that variable. The variable can be seen by the print command. Now creating dictionary from the from keys. The from keys is a method which help us to create the dictionary by different ways or method. One or two methods I talked. Further you can explore to again know about the from keys. This help us to create a dictionary just to pass a list. All the list again will be considered as a keys, and then you can have a same value. One is that you can have a different keys without any value. In that case you have to pass like a tuple, and that I had already shown you. Update and set default. Set default method simply set a particular value as a default value in that list. You have to pass the value in the form of key value pairs, and if the value pairs are not there, it will add it at the last. Otherwise it will return you error, and after using this method return the value that has been added of a particular key. Now update method simply update a particular dictionary with some other dictionary. So you can use the d1 dot update under bracket d2. It means the value of d1 is going to update it with the d2. Making cello copy of the dictionary. Copy method, simply you can say d2 equal to d1 dot copy. It will d2 will be created like a replica of the d1. And deleting element from the dictionary, we have a different methods. Pop, simply again delete a particular key that you mention as a parameter with the pop method. So d1 dot pop under bracket the key that you want to delete. Pop item method is simply again delete the last item from the dictionary. It work on LIFO, last in first out. Clear method simply clear all the items from the dictionary. Del method help us to delete a particular dictionary permanently. So you have to use simply del, and then we have to use the dictionary name. It will delete that dictionary. And sorted method help us to sort a dictionary on the basis of the keys. That is what sorted is. So you have to say like a variable name, because it return the sorted value of a particular dictionary's keys. So x equal to sorted under bracket d1 will sort out the keys of dictionary d1 and return into the x. Max will give you the maximum value of a dictionary, mean will give you the minimum value of the dictionary, sum will give you the summation of any dictionary that will pass as a parameter. I hope this is okay. And with this the dictionary session of mine is over, and I hope you all will be able to understand it. If there will be any query further or any difficulty, try to feel free, never try to hesitate it, and you can ask me in any ways. Finish it, and after that we have a 14th chapter. That 14th chapter is basically about the sorting, how to sort out the data. So different methods we learn how to sort out, like arrays are supposed to be sorted out by bubble or insertion sort. That we'll see. And then further we have a 2-3 chapters, and this all chapters are theory 1. Thank you all. Tomorrow we have examination also, so kindly be prepared.